Hi, I'm Aranjan Kumar on Mathematical Mind online classes, and today we are uh, deliver a variation. What first of all I discuss about what is a variation. Okay, variation, variation. Variation means how the one quantity changes in relation to another. Okay, variation means how one quantity one quantity changes in relation to another. Okay, so there's the variation means how one quantity changes in relation to another, means that is called variation. There's the two types of variation. First is direct variation, direct variation, and second is inverse variation, right? So there are the two types of variation, and direct variation means direct variation direct variation direct variation means variable increases or decreases together at constant rate. Okay, constant rate. Do you know the constant rate means that y is y is directly proportional to x. This implies y is equals to kx, and here y k is equals to y over x, where k is equals to constant, that is the constant rate. Okay, so this is the k means constant of proportionality. proportionality proportionality. Okay, so this is the called constant proportionality. So this is, you understand about the how can define direct variation. So variable increase or decrease together at a constant rate is called direct variation. And direct variation is that is we can written as y is directly proportional to x, and y is equals to, if you have a remove proportionality, you put down the k, where k is constant proportionality, right? So here what do you next is inverse in inverse variance. Do you know about inverse variance? As one variable increase the other decrease. As one variable increase, the other decrease. That is called that means is called inverse variation. inverse variation. That means uh, if I'm writing xy is equals to k, so y is equals to, so how can we write and define? So that is y is proportional to, inversely proportional to x. That means y is equals to k over x. So k is equals to x times of y. This is the directly inversely proportional. Okay, so you always multiply. Got my point? So here this is called inverse variation, and there are the four types of variation. First of all, four types of variation. Mainly two types of variation is very important: direct variance and inverse variance. Okay, so another is joint variation. Also, joint variation. Joint variation. Do you know about joint variation? Joint variation means as one variable is increase, the other decrease. Joint where one variable depends on the product of two or more other variable. Other variable is known as joint variable, joint variance. Okay, so here we have discussed again in direct variance. Direct variance means y is directly proportional to x. This means y is equals to kx, right? So that means as x increase, so y is also increase, right? And as y decrease, so x is decrease, y is also decrease. Okay, y is also decrease. So their graph of the function look like direct line here. This is the center which is passes from the, look like this. So this is the this is the graph of y is equals to kx. Okay, this is the directed line, okay, which is passes from the origin. So this is and inverse variance is, that is y is inversely proportional to 1 over x. This is equals to k over x, where k is equals to constant proportionality. Okay, k is constant proportionality, so k is equals to y times of x. Okay, now so their graph is look like this. The graph is move like this. Okay, move like this. So this is the graph of inverse variance. Inverse variance. So today I discuss on the graph, on the questions here. So I give you y is equals to x square. So this is the direct graph of direct variance, direct variation. So here, if I draw here, look like this, and just 1 second to completely draw the graph of xy plane. Here y dash, and here y, and draw the here middle point like this, x and x dash. Now if I draw the graph of parabola, look like the positive, because variation is always positive, so which passes from like, look like this, right? This is the y is equals to x square. Now if I draw what is the value of y root over x is equals to, if you put them in terms of x, so root over x is equals to y, then graph is also move look like this. So here y is equals to root over x, here that point they intersect. So this is the, here is increasing, x is increasing, then y is also increasing. So this graph is very important. Now I have discussed example of the question directly proportionality of this question. So example first I discuss directly proportionality. Directly proportionality. Suppose to a variable, suppose a variable g. First question it says if q is equals to 12, when g is equals to 5, and determine constant proportionality. Constant proportionality, right? And second it says find the variable q when g is equals to 7, and sketch a graph of the variable of the relationship since. So how can solve here, how can solve the solution of this question? So first of all, q is directly proportional to, if I'm writing q is directly proportional to g, right? This implies q is equals to kg, right? So this is where k is equals to constant proportion proportion. K is constant proportion. So this is my question is first question. It says if a q is equals to 12 and when g is equals to 5 determine constant proportionality. So here is a constant proportionality is equals to k is equals to k over g. That means if I say q is equal, in place of q you put down 12 and in place of g is equal put down 5, that is the, therefore k is equals to 12 over 5. Now if I discuss substitute them, here second b, substituting q is equals to 12 and g is equals to 5, right? Since we discuss here 12 is equals to, if I put y is equals to q is equals to 12, right? Because the function is given q is equals to 12 and g is equals to 5, so find q is equals to here k times of g. So k is equals to, in place of 12 over 5, right? Now here if I say if got the k, so where is the q, new function, so new q is equals to k over g. So already we know that k is find out, so this formula is q is equals to 12 over 5 times of g. This is the our solution. So if you put then value of g, then you get the new constant, look like here is g is equals to 7. Now this one is the 80 over 4, that means 5 1 5 and 6 point here, that is 8. 16.8 is the given function. So now if you put the graph of this given function, so first of all you draw the coordinate Cartesian product of this given function. So we will try it. If you draw here, look like this, x dash and y dash. Now if I say it was a 12 and this is the 16.8, right? And here take 5 and here take 7. So graph which is passes from the origin, so you show this like graph. So here directed line, so lies between graph is 12 point, q is equals to 12 over 5 times of g. This is your solution. So the graph, if you have plot the graph at the same time, so everyone you read properly of this exercise because this topic is so interesting. So we have discussed a question in the next lesson. Thank you very much.